Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I know I've been talking about the backgrounds and stuff a lot lately, but today I want to show you some of the model work that's actually been going on over here. I just got off the grinder and the scroll saw, and I've been modifying this rocket. This is a model of a German V2 missile, and in fact, I'll go ahead and show you which model this is. This is this model. This is a very common model that was used for a lot of science fiction movies and rocket design. So it kind of reads as a sci-fi rocket. Doesn't have all the fins and everything yet, so it'll look a little cooler when it's done. But before I finished it, I really needed to put in some details so that I could use it as a stop-motion model. So first thing, obviously, you see that it's got this little rod that I could mount it with, but there's more to it. Inside, what I did is I took this little ring and I actually cut away a portion of it so that I left a little gap here, a slit that this rod can come out of, and inside I built a little mechanism to turn the rod. It's a little piece of wood that's just put in there with like 5-minute epoxy, and I had to put the rod on the grinder and reduce the thickness right here. I also had to drill a hole straight through it, which was difficult because I do not have a drill press, but that's okay. And did it with a Dremel and got a hole drilled through it and put a tack on it and then secured it with these screws. So what that lets me do is take the rocket and mount it and then rotate it as it flies around. And I'll show you that in action and how I would actually achieve that. Now what happens is when I'm shooting this, to get movement through stop motion, the rocket is not going to move. The camera will move. So the camera will push in, and you'll get an effect somewhat like that, but much less shaky. And in order to give it a little bit more life as it's moving, I want it to be able to rotate. So I would come in with this, and this is a gauge, and just to kind of show you the deal here, this gauge has a little wire mounted on the front that gives me a very specific little distance that I can always kind of look at the surface here and see, okay, it's hitting it right here. I can line it up and I can turn it just a very specific amount, pull it out, take my shot, move the camera, of course, take my shot, put it back in, move it exactly the same amount, again, pull it out, move the camera, take the shot, and through that repetition of that procedure, I would eventually have a moving rocket ship. Now, another thing I wanted out of this model is I wanted it to light up in the back. I didn't like well, it had no detail inside, in fact, and I didn't like that, so I actually found a company called Scale Solutions, and they sent me this just for a few bucks. I got a neat little pack of rocket boosters, and growing up in Houston, I've seen a lot of rocket boosters. You can actually walk around NASA, and they've got a Saturn rocket laying out on the lawn. These are very accurate rocket boosters. They look fantastic. So I took that and mounted it to, well, I created a little wire harness and candlelized a Christmas light. And as you can see, this Christmas light kind of goes right in there like that. And it gives me a nice, I'm going to actually take out some of the light in this room so you can see just how bright this sucker is. So as it's passing by the camera, it's that Star Wars effect. I mean, this is what they would mount in the back of the Star Wars ships to give you the illusion of rocket booster. And so that's going to be that's going to be pretty neat because it's going to give me optical effects that will interact with the model or interact with everything around it, rather than just going in and painting light in later. I can't get this plugged back in. That's okay. You know, sometimes things go wrong out here on the space station. Okay, so those are just a few of the modifications that I've been making to this rocket. And now that I've got most of the inner mechanisms worked out, I'll be able to start actually putting it back together and building it, and continuing to build it and finish it. Yeah, so that's that. I think next time I'm probably gonna bring you guys back into Photoshop and show you some of the image editing that I'm doing, because I'm actually starting to finish the current scene that you guys have been seeing and add a little bit of animation to it. So I guess I'll probably show you some of what's going on with that next time. In the meantime, you guys should look up some really great adventure projects that are on Kickstarter. There's one called Asylum, and there's another one called Mage's Initiation. That one in particular is just taking off very, very fast. It's I think they're over halfway to their goal, and they've only been up there for a few days. So I think the project's definitely going to happen, as will Asylum, because I believe it's within 5 days. I think 4 days of its deadline, and it's last I checked, I mean, it was like 1,000 away from its goal if it hasn't already passed it. So these are games that are definitely going to happen, I think. And Mage's Initiation in particular is a very Quest for Glory like game, RPG adventure, cross genre there. I think that's a really, really cool project. And if you've heard of the game Scratches, the Asylum is made by the designer of Scratches. And last I heard, he was actually giving away free copies of Scratches for a few people who were going to be the next, I think, 8 people to donate. I don't know if those have been already spoken for, but you might want to go check it out. So look for those. And also, check out Wadget Eye Games on Facebook, because they have just recently put up screenshots from the new Blackwell game. And if you're in adventure games, the Blackwell series has been probably the enduring game series that has been around for years, and it way predates Double Fine and all of that. It's a really great series, and the new game, I think this is the 5th, don't quote me, in the series. It just looks gorgeous. The colored lighting, it's just beautiful stuff. So go check that out, Wadget Eye Games on Facebook. In the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow with another update, and please be sure to tweet this, like it, subscribe, comment if you have anything to say, and pass the word out that I'm building Jack Houston the Necronauts right in front of your eyes right here on YouTube. Thanks.